Hey guys, welcome back to the Gridiron Expert live from Bowling Green, Kentucky, home of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. And to me, guys, this is one of the best teams in the Conference USA this season. You're going to hear a lot about Liberty and how Liberty is has a great opportunity to make the college football playoff as a group of 5 team. But the team that could overthrow the Flames is the team right here in Western Kentucky. Tyson Helton enters his 6th year with the program and has won at least 8 games in 4 of the 5 years here. The only exception was that weird COVID season in 2020, which kind of has an asterisk by it for everybody. He now has a great opportunity to make it 5 of the last 6 years that they win at least 8 games with a loaded team and a great schedule. Offensively, you're going to hear it a lot. Austin Reed's gone. Malachi Corley's gone. What are they going to do offensively? They replenished that with TJ Finley, threw for over 3,400 yards and 24 touchdowns last year with Texas State. Also has career playing time at LSU and Auburn. They bring back their leading rusher in Elijah Young and 2 of their top 3 receivers in Dalvin Smith and Easton Messer. So this is a team, guys, that skill positions look good. They've got a great quarterback. Maybe not as good through the passing game as Austin Reed was last year. Maybe could match those numbers. We don't know, but obviously an experienced guy that was great with the Bobcats last season. Defensively, 5 starters are back. They've got to be better up front. They allowed 190 rushing yards per game. Killen Guidry is back as their leading tackler. 4 of their top 7 tacklers overall return. Anthony Johnson returns in the secondary, led the team with 4 interceptions last year. And Tyson Helton addressed that need, adding 6 more transfers just in the secondary alone. So this Western Kentucky team from top to bottom, some could say, might have a better chance of being better than the 8-win team we saw last year. Take a look at their schedule, though. Obviously, some of the non-conference games are tough, including the season opener. They get the honor of ushering Kalen DeBoer into Alabama. Western Kentucky's first game is on the road in Tuscaloosa, the first game without Nick Saban for Alabama since, 2007, 2008. It is a historic game for the Crimson Tide and one that they are not going to lose, especially at home. So Western Kentucky drops that game. They're going to beat Eastern Kentucky right here in Bowling Green, make them 1-1. Then they go on the road to Middle Tennessee, get a conference game in there. They beat the Blue Raiders 31-10 last year, and this is a team that now is going under major rebuild. New head coach in Derek Mason, which I think is going to pan out very well for the Blue Raiders, but only 7 starters back. They've got a weak offensive line. They've only got 3 back on the defense. This is a very concerning team as a whole. Middle Tennessee going to go through some growing pains after parting ways with Stockstill after so many years. Then they get Toledo at home. This is an interesting Conference USA MAC game here. Conference USA MAC Challenge. Toledo is always a team to be reckoned with in the MAC, but I think they're going to struggle here in Bowling Green. They don't have DeQuan Finn. They lose a lot of their top skill position players. Yes, they have their top 4 pass catchers returning, and Tucker Gleason has experience, but I'm worried about the Toledo defense that was so strong last year, but obviously loses so much from this the team that almost won the MAC and almost won 12 games. Western Kentucky beats the Rockets right here at home. They have the more experienced team. They've got home field advantage. They take care of business, and they are 3-1. We'll make them 3-2 with a loss at Boston College. Obviously, a BC team that is vulnerable. They've got a new coach. They've got a lot of returning talent, but definitely some weaknesses, some glaring weaknesses there. But I don't think the Hilltoppers have enough to go on the road and take care of business. After that bye week, though, sitting at 3-2, with their only 2 losses coming in non-conference play, they enter the bulk of Conference USA play, and it is favorable. Some would say that the Conference USA is the weakest of the group of 5 conferences. One could say that. And look, when you look at the schedule, I'm going to tell you right now, I think they win every game right now up until Liberty. We're not saying they're going to lose that game. We're going to talk more in depth about that. But they're winning every conference game up until that point. UTEP, Western Kentucky has won all 4 meetings against the Miners, including a 21-13 win last year. And the Miners have a new coach and a lot of skill position players they have to replace. Very similar to what Toledo is going through, just without the new head coach. Then they go on the road to Sam Houston. The Bearcats are a tough team. 2nd year in the FBS, they were way better than that 3-9 record showed last year. But they only averaged 89 rushing yards per game. They're not going to be able to exploit Western Kentucky's front 7, one that I think is going to get a little bit better. Western Kentucky goes on the road, a trap game against Sam Houston, but they get the win there. They cruise past Kennesaw State out of the bye week. Back at home, Kennesaw State, not just new to the Conference USA, but new to the FBS level as a whole. So a big game for the Owls here, but Western Kentucky kind of says, welcome to the league. We're still one of the top dogs. You're not there yet. They beat the Owls. They cruise past New Mexico State. They lost to the Aggies 38-29 right here in 2023, but just like some of the other teams we mentioned, the Aggies have a new head coach. They lose their star quarterback, Diego Pavia, who was also the leading rusher last year. Only have 8 starters back as a whole. They lose their top 6 pass catchers. They lose their top 7 tacklers. New Mexico State will not be the same team that made the Conference USA Championship last year, even having to travel all the way to New Mexico. Western Kentucky and that offense takes care of business. And then they take care of Louisiana Tech here on Senior Day. Once again, the Bulldogs, too much inexperience. Western Kentucky took care of business, winning by 7 last year, 35-28. I think this Louisiana Tech team flirts with a bowl game, but not nearly enough to hang with this offense, and especially on Senior Day on the road. So with all that being said, we've got Western Kentucky sitting at 9-2, entering their season finale at Liberty. This is a battle between the top 2 teams in this conference. That's what I fully believe. They have a top 2 teams in the conference are Western Kentucky and Liberty. And Liberty is a team that people think could make the college football playoff. They lost to the Flames 42-29 last year. And here's the bad thing about it. Caden Salter's back. Quentin Cooley's back. Both of those guys rushed for over 1,000 yards last year. 8 starters are back on defense. They are loaded across the board. Jamie Chadwell, look, he's benefiting from favorable schedules. He's benefiting from a lot of talent coming back, which is typically unheard of at this level. Liberty is a playoff contender, and they're going to defend home turf. Western Kentucky drops that game, loses to Liberty, and then I made a mistake. I said it was a season finale. Season finale is actually November 30th at Jacksonville State. Notes got a little jumbled there. Jacksonville State, look, they had a phenomenal debut at the FBS level last year, winning 9 games under Rich Rodriguez, winning their bowl game in surprising and electrifying fashion. But the Gamecocks are going to struggle here now in Bowling Green. 20-17 was the score last year. Western Kentucky actually fell in that game. But Senior Day at home, Jacksonville State still having some questions on the defensive side of the ball. This is where, once again, Tyson Helton's offense exposes them. They win this game and finish the year at 9-3, 7-1 in Conference USA play. That should be good enough to get them to the Conference USA Championship game. And that might be where they get a rematch against Liberty. Now, obviously in that scenario, Liberty could be fighting for a playoff berth. Western Kentucky would not be, but they will be fighting to play spoiler. They will be fighting to clinch a conference title under Tyson Helton. The opportunity is there, the schedule is there, the talent is there, and they are once again going to hit at least 8 wins for the 5th time in 6 years, and once again challenge for a conference title as one of the best teams in this conference. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Here from Bowling Green, Kentucky, baby. We love it here. Beautiful campus, beautiful stadium, newly renovated stadium with the turf at least, as we were told. But we're excited about this season. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Check out everything down in the description below. That includes our website, thegridironexpert.com, home of those expert picks. The earlier you sign up for those, the better. So take advantage of it and become a member of our GE Nation. And once again, as always, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.